So here's the real question. How do dentists like you, who aren't willing to let insurance dictate how you will run your practice, who want to create incredibly profitable practices without sacrificing your time or sanity, how do you create the strategies to ensure your practice not only survives, but thrives in the 21st century? That's the blaring question. And Dr. Steve Schlintz is here to provide the answers. Welcome to Dental Practice Freedom Radio.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dr. Steve Schlintz, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Dental Practice Freedom Radio. And 2 videos in on the podcast, I said, you know what? I got to think of a better solution, and I've not given up on the video strategy yet. I think it's important. It's just hard. The last week, for example, I looked at my calendar and I actually had been flying 5 times in 7 days. And I was joking that one of my mentors, you know, my main mentor, my guy, Bob Proctor, he would talk these stories about flying to like 6 different cities in 4 different days. And I'm thinking, how do you do that? And now I'm looking at it going, I'm starting to do some of that. It's insane. And it's not always, you know, by choice, actually. Some of this is by necessity, and I'm thinking to myself, man, that's a lot of travel, and people ask me, how do you do it? And the reality is it's not all it's cracked up to be. We all try to make it glamorous, but it's really not glamorous. You know, I guess if you, somebody had comment, well, it's time to get your own private jet. Not quite there yet. Working on it, though. I have every intention of getting a private jet, but not there yet. And it gets taxing. So to make a long story short, one of the things I said I want to do is record videos so that I can, you know, be able to further engage with you guys. And right now, I mean, I'm traveling so much, it's actually hard to get in front of a video camera that the quality is good enough to where I could put it on YouTube. So rethinking that strategy, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. And one of the reasons I wanted to hop on this podcast now is just to share with you guys what I've been working on and what I've been finding has been working in my coaching business, my practice, and give you an update as to where everything's going. One of the things that I talk a lot with my dental clients that are in Dental Sales Secrets is ideal offering, ideal patient. And I harp on that over and over and over again. Ideal offering, ideal patient. How do you best deliver your ideal offering to your ideal patient? And I had an epiphany probably about a week ago. That Dental Sales Secrets literally isn't for everyone, right? I mean, anyone could get value out of that. But I was thinking, how do I better enhance this delivery, my ideal offering to my ideal client with Dental Sales Secrets? I was going back to, you know, here I am telling all these dentists, ideal offering, ideal patient. And I started to analyze, am I giving my ideal offering to my ideal client? Or have I tried to make this so generalized that I'm losing sight of what my wheelhouse, what my point of genius is? It is the sales process and the new patient experience, and it's really built for dentists that are looking to slow down and become more profitable, right? I know I can help any practice, and I'm not saying that I couldn't, but if you were to give me 2 dentists and say, hey, Steve, I want you to work with one of these 2 dentists. One is a dentist that's a solo provider. One maybe 2 hygienists, 1 front office, 1 assistant, maybe in PPO, may not be in PPO, is trying to get out of the PPO involvement. I know every dentist is trying to get out of PPO involvement. Listen, if you're a dentist and you're listening to this, I know you're trying to get out of PPO. Nobody really wants to be in PPO. You just don't know how to get out of it, right? And so you follow traditional marketing and consulting and coaching methods, and it doesn't work. It actually gets you further and further into the trap. So I get it. And one of the things that I, you know, really hang my hat on is, how do you get out of that model, right? If you're trying to get out of the model, how do you get out of the model? And the reality is you have to have a better new patient experience that's built on health, wellness, moving your patients up what I call the pyramid of wellness. And now that's going to give you some freedom to start to decrease your insurance involvement. And I was thinking about that and thinking about, you know, my ideal client, right? So we had the one dentist. This is the dentist, whether they're already fee for service or out of network, or they're trying to move in that direction. and they have some highly trained technical skills. Or the other dentist is the dentist that has 4 practices. They have 8 associates, and they have a hygiene-driven model, right? It's all like production of broken fillings, and it's all production-based. Every time I'm going to choose dentist 1, because that to me is my wheelhouse. That's where I can really help a dentist. I can't necessarily help a dentist that's doing 10 million in revenue, right? Because at some point, my model doesn't really work for that dentist. Now, from the mindset side of things, I can help anybody, right? If I could teach anybody how to go through thinking into results and explode the results they're getting. I have no question about that. But Dental Sales Secrets as an entity, what I've been coaching dentists on, there is a ideal client that I can get an ideal offering. So what's interesting is, tomorrow, for example, I'm going to be doing a 1-day intensive team workshop in Nashville, where this dentist has been through thinking into results. She's been through Dental Sales Secrets. She's trying to get this more team development with DSS. And I said, yeah, this is one of the things that I love doing is kind of these team workshops where somebody's already been in Dental Sales Secrets. Now I can come in and custom this Dental Sales Secrets process to their team, customize it, really put it in there, really help them get the results. And I do probably 1 a month. That's about all I can do without losing my sanity in the process. And as I'm coming in there, I'm thinking, this is really, to me, one of my ideal clients, and I'm giving them my ideal offering. They have DSS, now they're doing team workshops, right? And it's important. And the reason it's important is, as a dentist, if you're listening to this, or as a business owner, you have to understand who your ideal client or customer or patient is, and what is the best thing you can do for them. What is the highest level of value or service you can provide for them? And then build your entire business around that. And I'll give you a great example that's non-dental. But this is what most entrepreneurs fall into the trap of. I've been in the ClickFunnels community, and I've seen this firsthand. I'm really deep in the ClickFunnels community. Some of you don't know that. There's other dentists that kind of are more well known for being ClickFunnels experts and funnels experts, but I've been in this world for a few years now. I've used ClickFunnels extensively for my own business. I know some pros of it, some cons of it, some pitfalls. And one of the things that happens is some of these entrepreneurs, they get really knee deep into lead gen and how you can build front end products, right? Lower level value products to escalate them into high end products. And the fundamental flaw is they usually go broke before they can get them to their back end products, their highest point of contribution products, I call them. So the flip side is you actually should be taking some of your ideal clients through your highest level services first, and then reverse engineer and say, okay, now that I have capital from these high end services, now I can go back and try to generate more clients. Now I can go back to lead gen. Most people have it reversed. They focus on the lead gen first, and they go broke in the process of trying to deliver their high end services. So you should always be starting with fewer people at your high end services first, and then come back and try to go back more towards a mass-oriented approach in lead generation. So you can think about that in your own practice or whatever business you're in. Where am I focusing first? What is the highest point of contribution? How do I generate revenue there? How do I create value there with the ideal people that really want the service? And then once I do that, then you can start focusing on how am I going to scale it and bring more people through this process. It's one of the pet peeves that I have for dentists. Like, they spend all this money on marketing. I said, well, what are you marketing? What are you advertising? What's your value? What are you providing for your patients? I'm providing them exceptional service. Okay, well, what does that look like? Right? And it's nothing against people with headphones. So, like, great, have headphones in your office, have hand massages, whatever you're going to do. But if that is your point of differentiation, I can tell you 15 people in your area that are probably doing this exact same thing. Like, that's not your point of differentiation. That's not the highest point of contribution for you. That shouldn't be the highest point of your value ladder, is that we give you headphones, right? For me, in my practice, it's the experience of wellness, disease. Pitting those two things, wellness and disease, against each other and giving the patients a choice. Listen, if you stay in the traditional dental model, you're probably going to get more disease. You're probably going to spend more money. You're going to be even more insurance dependent. And you're not going to have your teeth at the level of health they need to be when you're older, because my patients are generally 50, 60 years old when they're new patients. They come into my practice. I put them out 25 years from now and say, listen, I have a lot of patients in my office that are 85 years old, and all of a sudden they start losing all their teeth. They have nothing to replace them with, and they end up spending $15 to $20 to $25 to $30,000 on implants and restorative, or they just give up at 85. I said, so that is the time you should be chewing your food and enjoying what it is you're doing. And now you're worried about losing your teeth at a critical stage in your life where you need nutrition more than anything else. And so I pit that idea of wellness and disease and give them a choice. And the process that I take my patients through is my differentiator. It's not the adjunct of stuff that I do on top of it to make them more comfortable. That's not my differentiator. And so as I was going through this whole thing and what I'm doing right now and focusing a lot on dental sales secrets and how do I provide value for my ideal clients, I went back to things that I may have gotten away from, actually, to be honest, with dental sales secrets, which is I tried to make it a little bit more approachable for everybody, which if you're listening to this and you're a dentist, you're like, I don't even know if that's a good fit. Everybody can value from it, but that's not who I'm going to market to. That's not my main market. If I'm going to spend marketing dollars, which is what I'm doing right now with Facebook, if I'm going to spend marketing dollars to try to bring people into my world and the dentist that I'm serving, I need to be speaking to the right type of dentist so I can give them my ideal offering. So case in point, in your practice, make sure ideal offering, ideal patient, keep going back to those two things, keep refocusing, stay oriented on those two things. And the more oriented you get on those two things and then how to build your practice around it, the more successful you'll be. So hopefully you got value out of this episode. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. No video today, just audio, but hope you got value out of this one, and I'll see you at the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode on Dental Practice Freedom Radio with Dr. Steve Schlitz. We'll see you on the next episode.